All right, welcome back to It's Only Food. I am Chef John Politte, and today we are going to be making French onion beef stroganoff casserole. Well, thanks again for joining us. Let's start off with our ingredients. We have a quarter cup of butter, 3 onions that I've julienned, a clove of garlic that we're going to chop up, 1 bay leaf, 1 sprig of thyme, about 8 ounces of sliced mushrooms. I'm using the baby bellas, a little bit of olive oil. I got about a pound and a half of round steak that I've cut up into chunks. We're going to do some flour, dredge that beef in that flour. A quarter cup of red wine, a 1 1/4 cup of beef broth, a half a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 3 cups of egg noodles. I've got rotini cooked because I forgot to get egg noodles at the store. About 2/3 of a cup of sour cream and a ton of shredded Swiss cheese. So when we get back from this station identification, there it is. All right, so when we get back, we'll start cooking. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be awesome. All right, first thing we want to do is we want to take our butter and we're going to throw that into a heavy cast skillet with high walls on it because you're going to have some ingredients in here that you want to cook off. So get that butter to melt a little bit. Okay, so we've got our butter pretty much melted. I'm going to add the onions. Oop, a little bit of skin in there. We're going to cook these down with the garlic. Got a bay leaf in there. Always make sure you crack the bay leaf. That helps release the flavor. Yeah, I'm going to put a couple sprigs of this in. I love fresh thyme. We're going to just pull that out after all this is cooked. This way you don't have to clean it and pull all that stuff off. It'll just fragrance and perfume these onions wonderfully. So we're going to cook these down about 20 minutes so they're almost caramelized, and then we're going to add the mushrooms and let those cook too. So we'll just let this go. You know, and while that's sauteing and getting all caramelized, you can take the meat that you've cut up and just put it right into the flour. You want to coat this beef with the flour because when you add it to the butter and the oil that you're going to, our next step when you add it to the butter and the oil, it's going to brown up real nice, and then we're going to mix all that stuff up together. So we can go ahead and do that while it's all cooking. Alright, it's starting to get brown. I can smell the onions in the whole house. It smells just lovely. You can see the onions are starting to brown a little bit. That's caramelizing and some Maillard reaction is happening. We can go into that at a different time. But this is going along the way we want it to. The onions smell good, the garlic, the thyme, everything in there. We're going to add our mushrooms next. Not yet, but these are the next step because we want to do this step by step. Alright, these onions are soft, they're breaking down. Liquid is coming out. I'm going to add the mushrooms. And just let these mix in. That's liquid, enough liquid in the onions now that these will have a way to saute. And I am going to add just a touch of oil because we're going to need some more oil in the next step. Alright, we've got this pretty much broken down where we want it. The onions are cooked, the mushrooms are soft. What I'm going to do now, let me back this out a little bit so you can see. Whoa. Get it in the old shell here. I'm just going to remove the mushrooms and the onions into a bowl off to the side. We're going to put that back on the heat. Get back into shot here. I'm going to add a little more oil into this pan. I want to keep it at a medium-high heat because now we're going to throw in, what do I do with my gloves? Come on. Let that oil get hot. And then we're going to take the floured up beef that we did earlier, shake off as much excess as you can with a gloved hand, of course. Just throw that into the oil. And we're just going to brown this meat, get a nice color crust on it. And then we're going to deglaze it, which is my favorite part because we get to use wine. Okay, so that's where'd my spoon go? Oh. So now we're just going to saute this off. I wouldn't even say we're sauteing it, we're basically just browning it. Butter does work better than olive oil, and the flavor's got more. You just want to brown this off, about 3 minutes. You want to do all sides as evenly as you can on a medium-high heat. Now we're going to remove this beef into the pan that the mushrooms and the onions are in, or the bowl here, but we don't want to just dump it all in. We want to be able to take it out because we're going to want all the crusty stuff that's in the pan there at the bottom. I'm going to add more oil because we definitely need more oil for this to happen. It's like a science project. There we go. Now you can see it. You can see the bubbles in the oil there. That's what we wanted. Add a little more so we can have a nice deglaze. A little more flour in there just for the heck of it. Try to get it all browned evenly on each side. Getting it sealed like that kind of keeps the flavor in the meat, traps it in the meat. So, and after you've gotten it all browned off evenly as you can, there we go. We're going to take a pair of tongs. We're going to back out of the shot again. We're going to take the meat out. We're just going to put it right in with the mushrooms and onions that we did. Oh, I made it. And at this point you can add, flip over this. It's only food. And you can take out the meat. And then you can see what's not being browned, and you can quickly let it brown while you're throwing the other meat into this. This is a top round steak that I've cut up. You can use bottom round, I suppose, too. It's a good way to get rid of tough pieces of meat because we're going to add this. So get all of this out of here. I believe we should leave the beef in myself, but the recipe says take the beef out. So, all right, back to the meat. Frame up the shot again, and right now what we're going to do is we're going to hit it. We're going to deglaze the pan with the red wine. How much red wine are we supposed to use? About a quarter cup. About a half a cup of beef broth. And about a tablespoon of Worcestershire. We're just going to let that come to a little bit of a boil there. Sorry, did I say broil? I meant boil. See, it's getting around the edges there. So we're going to add all the rest of the goodies here. I'm going to stir it all up. Smells fantastic, I can't tell you. I'm gonna turn this down. I'm gonna let it simmer, and then we'll finish it up. Basically all I'm done is I put it in the pan now, and I'm just gonna put the cheese on it. Almost tastes like a French dip, I think. I'm not sure, but it looks like it with the Swiss cheese. All right, well, thanks a lot for joining us today. We made a French onion beef stroganoff with a couple different ways of cooking. We did it in layers, the way it's supposed to be. We didn't just dump everything into a pot and cook it. We did it in layers. We sauteed the onions and the mushrooms, and then we dredged the beef in flour, and then we sauteed that again to brown it up. And then after we took everything out, we deglazed all the good stuff that was in that pan, and a little wine, a little beef stock, and some Worcestershire sauce. Made a nice sauce. Put everything back in and let it simmer for a while. So we did and then we topped it with cheese and broiled it too. So we did a couple of different ways and different techniques in this dish today, which was something I really wanted to show everybody. So I hope you learned a little bit, and also I hope you enjoy the dish if you make it. Let me know if you do. Go ahead and comment below, like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. It's Only Food, Chef John Politte. And do me a favor and share this channel with everyone you know. Thanks a lot for joining us. Don't forget to go to my website, itsonlyfood.biz, www.itsonlyfood.biz, to check out all my unique herbs and seasonings and rubs that I have on sale and available to you. Thank you for joining us again, and don't forget, it's only food. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.